What's up, guys? It's Courtney Carter, Coyote of Internets, here in the Satellite Bar. I'm here today with Kris, Coyote from NYC, and May, Coyote of the Month. Hi, Kris.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining me today. So, tell me, what was it like, or what's your Coyote story? What made you apply?
So I went to school for musical theater out on Long Island. I'm Long Island born and raised, so like a New York girl through and through. And I was working in the theater industry actually as like a costume technician for an equity theater, and it just wasn't paying the bills. And so my partner was like, "You should get into bartending. Like you can make a lot of money doing that." And I was like, "Well, the theater industry is not really booming right now because COVID happened,
Oh,
and this
okay.
was a year ago. So I was like, yeah, I'd love to try bartending. And so I was scrolling through like TikTok and I saw a TikTok from the Coyote Ugly New York City page. And I was like, that looks like something that I would be like super good with because I'm like a big country and rock and roll girl and I never bartended. And they were like, you don't need experience. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do. Like that's what I
Right.
want to be with. So yeah, I went in on a Sunday night. It was super slow. I met Taylor, who was a shift lead, who still is
Mhm.
a shift lead at Coyote Ugly New York City, and she gave me an application, and I've been there since.
Wow. And you said that's been like a year?
Yeah, it's been a year, actually, a year since March.
Oh my gosh. And I forgot. Congratulations on Coyote of the month of May.
Thank you, thank
Congratulations.
you.
Yes.
I'm so
So what
grateful to have been nominated.
that's awesome. And then to like have that under your belt within a year of working there, that's really awesome. So
Yeah.
what was your audition like? Do you remember? Were you nervous?
Yes, yes. So actually, Lizzie was the manager at the time before she went back to Nashville, but I think she was out for the week because we had Steve from Denver in. And so I like walked in for my audition and he was like, there's no audition today. And I was like, Lizzie called me and told me that today was the audition. So I'm here in my boots and ready. Like, and so he's like, all right, here's the mic, get up on the bar. And like 30 minutes, I was on the bar dancing and singing. And it was a slow Tuesday, one guy in the bar sitting there watching me. And he was like my biggest fan. And so I was dancing and singing away. And after the 30 minutes that was up, I was like, all right, like here I am. And I got the job. And then the guy who was sitting there watching me bought me a shot. And I was like, all right.
Nice. So was
Yeah.
Steve like messing with you, or did he really not know that there was if
I'm not quite
audition?
sure. If he was being sarcastic, I suck at reading sarcasm. So I was just like, I felt like a lost puppy because it was such like a new experience. And I was like, I just want to like do the best that I can. I really
Right.
want the job. And so, yeah, things worked
What
out.
about
So
that one patron that was in there? Do you still see him? Does he come by the bar?
yes. Yeah, he'll come in not super often, like once every few months, and he's like, I remember when you started. And I'm like, yeah, I remember too.
Yes, yes. So have you changed much since you've become a coyote? I know it's been a year, but like,
Yeah.
do you see a difference in Kris before she was part of Coyote NYC?
Oh, I'm a completely different person. Like,
Really?
actually. So before I started, I was super introverted. I would like go out and like I have friends and I go to parties and bars and
Mhm.
stuff like that, but I'm the type of person who would like sit in the corner and not speak to anyone because I was socially awkward. And so this job really brought me out of my shell because as a bartender, you have to talk to people, you know? You're like
Mhm.
you become like really good friends with your like customers and you're kind of like a therapist to some people, best friend to some
Right.
people, star to other people. You play a
Yeah,
lot of different roles. And
absolutely.
so I really had to learn how to come out of my shell to
Mhm.
do the job as a coyote. And it really bled into my personal day to day life because now I get along more with like people, like strangers. I'll meet like random places. Like I'll be on an airplane and I'll become friends with the person sitting next to me, like things like
Yes.
that that I never would have done. I
Mhm.
really stepped out of my shell to like do now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it like really empowered you and gave you some confidence or more confidence than you had
Yeah.
before. I really could not tell. Like your pictures on Instagram and TikTok, like you seem like the most extroverted,
Listen, I'm an
confident
actress.
woman.
I went to college for that.
Okay. And I think working at Coyote, we also become, that adds another level of
Yeah.
expertise to being an actress. Like, we could be having a shitty day and we go in there and, play our role as a coyote.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's the culture like of Coyote NYC? Since that's the original, do like people
Yeah.
come in expecting the movie? What's it like?
It's very different from the original, because obviously the location moved because of it and everything. And a lot of the old customers make comparisons about how it's different because now we're in like NYU territory. So we have a lot of like younger crowds coming in rather than like it being like a biker bar and us having our like
Mhm.
usual regulars who come in.
Right.
And a lot of people come in and they're like, so this was based off of the movie, right? And I'm like, no, actually, the movie was based off the bar,
Yeah.
and like have to like educate them. But it's great. I mean, being in New York, you get so many tourists. People come from all over the world to come to Coyote Ugly specifically. And it is so cool meeting everyone. I've become friends with people. People are like, hey, if you're in England, like, let's hang out. Like, and I'm like, great, yeah, I'd love to. And so just like having something that everyone can bond over is really, really special. And being in New York, I feel like it's like the center of it all.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. What does being a coyote mean to Kris?
Being a coyote to me is being strong, empowered, and motivated and knowing how to have a good time. But it's also being like your truest self, you know? Like
Mm.
for me as an actress, you get caught up with trying to be someone that you aren't. And starting out, me included, along with other people that I see, you
Mhm.
get caught up in being someone that you're not. And I feel like people try to be what they think a coyote should be when in reality the only way that you truly like do the job and are like really good at what you do is if you are true to yourself and like let down your walls and like you aren't just like fake, you know? Like people don't want to talk to someone
Absolutely.
who's fake. People want to see like the weird parts of you.
Absolutely. That is so well said, Kris. That is so well said. I feel like that kind of resonates, I'm sure, with so many of us, like former coyotes, current coyotes, just being yourself and being your
Hmm.
true authentic self, not what people expect a coyote to be. I mean, I think that's what like bring so much character to the bar. You might
Yeah,
find the biker girl, the emo girl, the cheerleader. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like you don't know what you're gonna get when you come to Coyote, and if we all acted like what we think a coyote is, it would be pretty shitty.
Yeah,
So yes, I love that answer. That really resonates with me. Do you have any favorite coyote stories?
I do have one. It's like
Ooh.
kind of sad, but it's really special to me. So
Okay.
last Mother's Day, I was working the day shift, and a woman came in. Her name was Jody, and she came in with her whole family to cross off dancing on the bar at Coyote Ugly off of her bucket list. She had terminal cancer. Unfortunately, she passed away in October on October 14th. But we brought in her brother and her mom and her two daughters. They were going to see Beetlejuice on Broadway afterwards. So they had like a little tiny amount of time to like make this thing happen. And so
Yeah.
she came in and we danced on the bar to pour some sugar on me. And she had the best time. She was a dance teacher. So she was like breaking out all the moves that she could on top of the bar. And she just
Mhm.
was so, so happy and so grateful to be able to
Oh.
make that happen. And we connected on Facebook, and I followed her journey through a Facebook group called called Jody's Journey. And she basically like updated everyone on her health status and also like posted every day and made sure to post every day about things that she was grateful for and
Oh.
things that she like was hopeful for. And she made it her motto to love like crazy. And so following her
Oh.
journey was really, really special for me. And being able to connect with her was so special because she really made a big impact on my life.
Oh, that's awesome. That's such a great story that you were able to be a part of that and that experience for her and her family.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that, but that was a great
Yeah,
story.
yeah, I
Thank you
really
for
wish them
sharing
well.
that.
They're a beautiful family, and I can't wait for her daughters to be 21 and come back and get to share that story with other people about her mom dancing at the
Yeah,
bar.
absolutely. Any crazy stories, celebrity sightings,
Um,
things like that in the last?
yes, actually,
Oh
I
yeah.
have a couple of crazy stories. I think it was like in November or December, right around like the holidays. I was binge watching this show on Netflix called Manifest. It's about this plane disappearing. And I came in one night for like a slow Wednesday night shift, and I get there at 9 p.m. and I'm serving this guy drinks, and I'm like, "You look really familiar." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm an actor." And then it hits me, and I'm like, "You're in the show that I'm watching right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am." And I was like, "What?" like that's so random. I was
Mhm.
literally like in the middle of it, like a
In the
full
middle.
like binge watching it all day for a full week, and here's this guy who's one of the main characters in it.
Coming
Crazy.
in. Wow, wow. Now, was he like full of himself? Like when he said,
No,
I'm an
he was
actor.
chill. He was chill. His
Okay.
girlfriend was there. She's like, "I want to work here," and I was like, "Here's an application." She filled it out. So,
So, Kris, can you give me the top five not so obvious touristy places for someone to visit in New York City?
of course. So the first I would say is the High Line. If it's like sunny out, walk the High Line. It is absolutely gorgeous. You get a great view of the city as well as the Hudson River because it's on the west side. Two, if you're into museums, don't go to the Met, don't go to the Museum of Natural History or any of that. Go to the cloisters. Take like the A all the way uptown and go to that. It's like a part of the Met, but further away with a lot of like really old artifacts. I think that's super interesting. And it's right
Okay.
by Fort Tryon. So you can go to that park as well, which is really cool. In the summertime, go to Central Park and do the roller disco that they have there. It's like a 1970s themed
Oh,
disco. And a lot of celebrities go to that. Like you'll see videos of like Usher there on like a Friday night with his crew. He's just like tearing it up. Everyone
oh
goes
my
there.
gosh. Okay, I love to roller skate. So like I'm really writing that down. The roller
Yeah, come
disco.
through. It's
I
so
need to.
fun. Number four, I would say take a little train ride off of New York or rent like New York City Island or rent a car and go see a concert at Jones Beach Theater. It's a theater that's literally on the ocean and you get the best sunset views.
Okay. See, I love this. I love your list. Okay. So that's number four and
And
number
number five is
five.
go to Coney Island and ride
Okay.
the cyclone.
Okay. Nice. Look, I'm really like writing this down because this is awesome. And ride the cyclone at Coney Island. Thank
Mhm.
you, Kris. All right. And then one more top five. Give me your top five bars in New York City.
Top five bars. Number one is Duff's in Brooklyn. It's a super like heavy metal rock and roll bar, kind of like Coyote Ugly vibes, except like more dark. A lot of like rock and roll stars go there after their shows, and it's like an overall fun place. They have like a wheel on the wall that you can spin and like win free shots or a shirt or prizes or stuff like that. Number two is obviously Coyote Ugly.
Woohoo!
I mean,
Yes.
I literally will like not be working and my friends will be like, let's go out. And I'm like, how about we go to my bar because it's so fun. Number three is the Mean Fiddler. That's a really fun bar to go to. It's a restaurant and they turn it into like a kind of nightclub vibe at night. So they serve food and stuff like that during the day, which is great. And also the food is so good there. So highly recommend.
Okay.
Number four is the Monster in the West Village. It's a gay bar. It has a dueling piano bar up on the first
Ooh.
floor and then a like nightclub on the bottom. Super fun. And then number five is Beauty Bar, which is actually right next door to Coyote Ugly. So you can like bar hop between the two.
Okay. What's beauty bar like?
So it's like 1950s, 60s themed, and it's like a salon. So like they have a bench with like the old things that you put over your head. And if
Uh-huh.
you get there like between 5 and 9, I believe they paint your nails while you like sip on a martini and stuff like
So
that. And
cute.
then in the back room, they have like a little speakeasy nightclub and they do burlesque shows there and stuff like that sometimes.
Okay, I need to do a trip to New York City. Like
Yes, you do.
you are speaking my language, my vibes. Like I
Yeah.
love all of this. What are your long-term goals with Coyote?
I would love to stay with the company and move up. I would love a manager's position. I really love everything that this company is about. So I don't really have any like thoughts of leaving, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also want to perform more like outside of Coyote Ugly because I went to college for musical theater, so I am a
Uh-huh.
singer. So I want to get back into auditioning. I haven't really done it since COVID because everything has changed so much and it was just a lot, you know. A lot of people took a break from the theater world, but between Coyote Ugly, I also perform with the New York City Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I've been a part of the cast for 7 years. So you can also catch me at the
Oh,
Village East Cinema, which is a couple blocks away from Coyote Ugly, a couple times a year performing.
okay, I love that. I love that movie. So,
Yeah.
what is your favorite drink?
Ooh, a star fucker.
Ooh, what is in that?
So it's the Old Smoky watermelon whiskey as a bomb shot with watermelon Red Bull. Tastes just like a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Oh, that sounds really good. And it's called a star fuck.
A star fucker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your favorite drink to make?
I really love making Long Island iced teas. I don't know why. They're like the most complicated thing that we really do on like
Uh-huh.
a regular night just because it's
Right.
like 4 bottles that we use. And
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. People order them. I'm like, fuck yeah, let me bring out the big guns.
Yes. Are you do you do any like flair bartending?
So we actually just did a flair bartending class a couple weeks
Okay.
ago with the company.
Mhm.
And so we are learning how to incorporate that in our day-to-day bartending shifts, you know?
Awesome.
But
Awesome.
I personally, since I've only been bartending for a year, I am
Yeah.
not the best flair bartender yet, but I can like toss shakers back and forth with people while making drinks. So that
Okay.
I think is I'm getting there.
Yes, and I feel like some more is coming. Like just given your
Oh
background, and
yeah.
I cannot wait to see like you adding flair to your bartending routine. I can like my days of working at Coyote is we used to set like the bar on fire and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I know that we don't do that anymore.
It's such a shame. That sounds like it's so cool.
It was a good time. It got a little scary at one
I'm sure.
point, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And what do you prefer to do, a body shot or a penalty shot,
I
and why?
prefer to do a body shot.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I like to make it a big show, and when I do body shots, I usually get more people to buy them because of how fun it looks. So,
Yes. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Kris, for joining me today. And again,
thank you for having
congratulations
me.
on Coyote of the Month of May.
Thank you so
And
much.
hopefully, I get to see you in the future.
Yes, please come visit New York. You'll have a great time.